the Zen monastery. The walls, I've never been in one, but the walls are made of rice paper, and like it's like these guys fucking sitting there meditating for like just spending their whole life meditating. It's very, very stark. Then you look at Tibetan Buddhism, and it's like golden Buddhas and prayer wheels and prayer flags, and it's like this bright, beautiful thing. And the reason is when Buddhism came to Tibet, there was a religion called Bon, B-O-N. That was the original religion, and it just took that religion and transformed it so that it embodied the noble truths of Buddhism.
Wow.
Isn't that cool?
They just hybrid.
That hybrid. Yeah, that's what it does. It infects. Infects probably the wrong word, but it gets into a culture, and then just the culture.
I think infects is a great word.
Yeah, that's what it is.
I mean, it's sort of a negative word.
Yeah, well, I mean, that is what it is. It's viral. It like gets into the DNA of a thing and then transforms it into Buddhism.
That's fascinating.
It's fascinating.
It really is. You know, I've always wondered like what the boundaries of meditation are, because I don't really have the time to be sitting around all day meditating. But I always feel like anything, like even the isolation tank, which is very much like a symptom or rather a method of meditation. The isolation tank, the more you do it, the better you get at it.
Right.
The more relaxed you get when you're inside, the easier it is for you to let go. The easier it is for you to get to that really crazy deep state. So I would assume that with meditation, just like with anything, with music or martial arts, the more time you spend at it, the better you get at it. I would wonder, what the fuck can you do with your brain if you have like 10, 12 hours a day? Because, you know, Eddie Bravo has this friend of his. Right. He went to Egypt with this lady, and she was a Kundalini aficionado, like a serious devotee of Kundalini yoga. And this lady did Kundalini yoga all fucking day. And what she said was that it was all about stimulating particular areas of your brain that can produce psychedelic chemicals.
Right.
And that what you're trying to do is like open up your chakras, and you can tune in to higher frequencies of consciousness. And that these people say that at the highest levels, that these people are capable of putting themselves into a psychedelic state absolutely naturally. So like what you would have to do by taking mushrooms or taking peyote or whatever, they can just meditate and get there, and they travel in their mind to like distinct different places. And the idea is that what they're doing is they are literally changing the form of their mind. If you look at the mind of a person who meditates, you know, a Buddhist monk, you know, a person who meditates 10, 12 hours a day, the way their brain works is different.
Right.
The size of different areas of the brain is different. When they look at the activity in the mind, it's different than a regular person's brain.
Yeah, I've seen that stuff.
Yeah.
It's fascinating.
So tuning into a higher plane of consciousness, if that is what they're doing, that they're able to do. Just like, I mean, what we see in marathon running, just like what we see in everything, you know, like, could you run a marathon? I couldn't run a fucking marathon. Could you imagine if you had to run a marathon right now against one of those skinny guys from Africa that runs barefoot? Fucked. You're fucked. You're never going to run as fast as, you're never going to catch him, never going to be able to run 26 miles as fast as him, but he can do it. And you know what that means? You could probably do it too. But it doesn't start like that. It starts with you run 1 mile, and then you learn to run 5 miles, and you build yourself up till you can run 26 miles barefoot. But most people can't just do that right from the jump. That's got to be the same way with meditation. Because I know that when I meditate, I can get into a really good state just when I'm alone. I'm alone in a hotel room. I'll do like yoga, and then I'll meditate. I'll go into a certain pattern of breathing, and I'll focus and concentrate on my breath. And when I do that, I can achieve a good perspective. I can achieve like a good objective look at life, and I can relieve myself of any unnecessary concerns, and I'm pretty good at that. But I would imagine that if you really devote yourself to really just concentrating on achieving like the possibilities of the different states of consciousness, I think that you'd be able to get high.
I did this thing because I studied. I had to do this. I studied religion and psychology in school, so. I got to do an internship at a Zen temple, and part of the internship is you do this thing called a sesshin, which is where you sit for like 3 days straight. just staring at this wall for 3 days straight in the lotus position.
You did this?
And then you do, well, I went to do it, and I made it through, I think, like 11 hours of and I made it through. You sleep like 4 hours, and then the next day you wake up and you eat, and then you go right back into meditating. And so I made it, I don't know, I made it a pathetically small length of time because it was snowing outside, and I started thinking about how good a beer would be. Something about the snow made me like, man, I love to drink a beer. But like but during the time that I was staring at the wall, I don't know, like 6 hours in or some certain amount of time in, they start doing this thing called the Heart Sutra. They start chanting this thing called the Heart Sutra. And I don't remember the exact way it goes, but it's something like no mind, no body, no life, no death, no beginning, no. It's very psychedelic. It's very droney, and it's a negation of everything.
No mind, no body.
Nothing.
Say it again.
This is not an exact rendition,
Okay.
but as I recall, it's like no mind, no body, no life, no death, no beginning, no. It's.
And they say this all together?
Yeah, they all start chanting it.
That must be dope.
It's dope, and you've been staring at a wall
Let's
for
do it
like
together.
6. I don't know though.
No mind,
Can you look it
no
up?
body. What is
No.
it? No mind, no body.
It's not the exact
no life,
rendition.
no death. Let's just try
Okay,
that. Ready?
No mind, no body, no life, no death. No mind, no body, no life, no death. No mind. Yeah, imagine that. But
There's something weird about that, man. What is weird about that?
Look up the Heart Sutra on YouTube and play it.
Right? There's something.
Guys are stoned.
We're stoned as fuck. But listen, what is weird about like chants, man? Let's do it again. Ready? No mind, no body, no life, no death. No mind, no body, no life, no death. There's something weird about that, dude. There's something zony. There's something hypnotic about any stupid chant, even that.
You want to hear something super trippy? And I think you could play it legally. It's because it's a chant. Will you look up the Lotus Sutra on YouTube?
Lotus Sutra?
The Lotus Sutra. Listen to this one. This one's so fucking trippy.
Yeah, I mean, what were they trying to do? They're trying to put themselves into a state of consciousness
Psychedelic
by humming like that.
Yeah, it's got a
themselves
big.
into
The
a
one I'm
frequency
looking
by
for.
singing
I'll show you the one, Brian. Hold on.
look.
Oh yeah, that one at the very top, the Lotus Sutra. Play the first one with the blue flower right there. Listen to this. I love listening to this when I'm high.
That was the 1600s version of beatboxing. That's crazy, man.
Yeah.
I'm scared that if they keep going, Candyman's going to come out of the screen. Okay, we get it.
Yeah, it's cool, man.
Wow.
It's really
How
trippy.
weird. How odd.
Yeah,
it's almost like country music.
But if you listen to some of the like, how do you say it, shibobo, the ayahuasca ceremonies, if you listen to the chanting of the people in the Amazon, it sounds very similar to that. It's the same kind of like droney thing that has within it that feeling of like a twangy, weird, like, I don't know, like something from New Orleans or something.
Yeah.
It's bluesy almost.
Very strange. And how many different people are doing that, you think? That's not one person, right?
That's
not one
no,
person.
that's a group of people for
yeah.
sure.
How many
That's
people
like
do
a
you think?
congregation.
How many think we're doing that?
I
Because
don't
it's
know.
not like
14.
did everybody have the same job? That's what I'm saying. Are they all saying the same thing, or were they interacting
No, people
with each
do.
other?
People do different harmonies and stuff when you do that chant.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking. It's because it doesn't sound like you could. Like, you know, I don't know. I mean, maybe you could. I mean, sure you could. Like, think of what the noises that Michael Winslow guy makes. I mean, you probably could do it.